future discoveries. If once Earth seemed the only place capable of supporting life, now we have reason to believe that other worlds might be habitable too. Perhaps, somewhere on distant planets, others are looking at their skies, asking the same questions as we do. How many more mysteries await us? When I look at the moon, I see not just a celestial body but an example of how much we can understand if we are observant. This satellite, which has always seemed so familiar, is in fact full of secrets. Perhaps it holds answers to questions about our past, and maybe the moon is only the first step toward other worlds that we are yet to discover. However, it would be a mistake to think that our understanding is limited only to what we can see through telescopes. There are forces, invisible to the eye, but evident in their influence on the world around us. Gravity, light, time, all of these are laws of nature that permeate the universe, binding its parts into a unified whole. We are only beginning to grasp how vast these forces are and how they affect everything that exists. Take gravity, for example, the very force that keeps us on the surface of the Earth and causes planets to orbit the Sun. This force operates not only here on Earth but throughout the cosmos. It binds stars into galaxies, governs the motion of planets, and shapes the very structures of the universe. We observe its effects, but we still do not fully understand its nature. What is gravity? Why does it exist? And how far does its influence extend? These are just some of the questions we must answer. The same goes for light. It carries information across vast distances, allowing us to see stars many light years away. But what is light really? Is it a wave, a particle, or something else? How does it interact with matter? These questions, seemingly simple at first glance, contain profound mysteries that reveal themselves only to those who are willing to seek answers. And, of course, time. What is time? We feel its flow, but can we truly measure it? We observe stars being born, living, and dying, galaxies moving and changing, but what drives time? Why does it only move forward? Perhaps one day we will understand that time is not just a current that sweeps us along, but a force that can be studied, harnessed, and perhaps even altered. All these questions are but a small part of the mysteries the universe holds from us. And although our understanding is still limited, every new discovery leads us to the next. Step by step, we are drawn closer to the truth. But truth is not the ultimate goal. Truth is a process, an endless pursuit of knowledge that has no end. Like the universe itself, our understanding will continue to expand, revealing ever new horizons. We are mere travelers in this boundless cosmos, and our journey will never be complete. Yet it is precisely this that makes our journey so thrilling. So, our journey through the vastness of the universe continues. Every step forward is a step into the unknown, where not only new discoveries await, but also questions that sometimes seem even more complex than those we've already resolved. Yet isn't this where the true wonder of existence lies? Knowledge knows no boundaries, just like the universe itself, and our pursuit of understanding brings not only answers but also an even deeper thirst for discovery. When I look at the stars, I do not merely see their light. I see the vast distances that this light travels, millions, and sometimes billions of years, before reaching us. The star we observe may have long since extinguished, its light merely an echo of times long gone. This reminds us that when we gaze at the night sky, we are observing the past. Every star is a message from another time, another era, and this realization forces us to reflect on how we, earthbound creatures with brief lives, are woven into this immense flow of time. The greatness of the universe lies not only in its size but also in its age. As I contemplate what we know about the birth of stars, galaxies, and planets, I realize that we are living in just one of the countless moments of this grand cosmic timeline. Stars are born and die, just like everything else in the universe, and their lives, like ours, have beginnings and endings. But the universe itself is infinite in its existence, though it follows its own cycles of birth, life, and death. Let's consider the galaxies I've seen through my telescope. Each of these distant lights represents an entire world, full of mysteries and wonders. Perhaps, on the planets orbiting those stars, there are forms of life we can scarcely imagine. But do we have the right to claim that only our planet is inhabited by intelligent beings? On the contrary, when we observe the grandeur of the cosmos, it becomes clear that we are but a small part of this vast whole. We must understand that our knowledge is limited. The laws we've discovered explain much, but far more remains unknown. I am confident that the future will reveal new horizons to us, ones we currently dare not even dream of. What we now consider impossible may prove to be part of a reality we have yet to grasp. And this realization is not cause for fear but rather an invitation to further exploration. I also think about how all this knowledge affects our understanding of ourselves. The universe is not just immense and unfathomable, it is full of beauty and harmony, which is expressed through its laws. This harmony permeates everything, from the tiniest particles to the most magnificent galaxies. And we, as part of this system, are subject to these same laws. We are not separate from nature, we are woven into its fabric. And our quest for knowledge is not just a way to understand the universe, but to understand our place within it. No matter how many questions we ask, the answers will always be fewer than the mysteries. But this is the beauty of science. We will never achieve complete understanding, but each new truth is a step toward a deeper awareness of how the universe works. And even if the answers we find differ from what we had expected, they will only expand our horizons and empower us to continue seeking. As I reflect on the laws of nature, I realize that many of them remain undiscovered. We are only scratching the surface of the knowledge hidden beyond the vast expanse of the starry sky. Every new experiment, every new observation is a key to the next door, behind which lies even greater understanding. And though the path to this knowledge is long and difficult, it leads us to the truth, a truth that exists beyond human ambitions and prejudices. Perhaps one day we will be able to travel to other stars, to see other worlds with our own eyes. Perhaps we will find life on other planets and discover that intelligence is not an exclusive property of Earth but a phenomenon spread throughout the cosmos. But to achieve this, we must continue to search, to observe, and to investigate, never giving up in the face of challenges. In the end, our universe is not merely a collection of mechanical laws and physical phenomena. It is a place full of wonders waiting to be uncovered. And though many of them may remain beyond our understanding, their grandeur and beauty will continue to inspire us toward new discoveries. I believe that the human mind is capable of unraveling these mysteries, if we pursue them with the same persistence with which we observe the stars. This is our purpose, not to be mere witnesses, but explorers, who eternally seek answers to the questions the universe offers us. Thus, our exploration continues, like the perpetual motion of planets and stars, like the endless flight of light through boundless space. Every discovery we make is but a moment in this eternal process of understanding, where each solution gives rise to dozens of new mysteries. We will always strive to know more, for the very nature of humanity is the pursuit of knowledge, the quest to comprehend the laws that permeate every particle of the cosmos. When I reflect on what it means to be a researcher in such a vast and complex system as the universe, I realize that it's not only about seeking answers but also about seeking ourselves. We are on a planet that orbits a star, and that star is just one among countless others in the universe. What are we in comparison to this grandeur? Can we truly claim to know all that it conceals? But here's what is remarkable: despite our apparent smallness, we are capable of noticing patterns, discovering laws, harnessing the forces of nature, and even changing the world around us. We can understand the movement of celestial bodies, explore the laws of gravity, delve into the mysteries of light and matter. And it is this ability that makes us part of the great cosmic story. We are sentient beings, entrusted with the task of uncovering the true nature of existence. Perhaps one of the most astonishing truths we've come to realize is that the universe is not static, as it might appear at first glance. Everything within it is constantly moving and evolving. Stars that seem stationary in the night sky are born, live, and die. Galaxies collide and form new structures. Even the universe itself, as we now know, is expanding, which opens up grand horizons for contemplation. But where is this expansion leading? Is there an end to this motion, or is it infinite? And if the universe is expanding, what lies beyond its edges? These questions seem overwhelming, yet they are at the core of our quest to understand the cosmos. Thinking back to the first time I observed the moon and other celestial bodies, I realized that each new glance reveals more details that were once hidden. The moon, Earth's eternal companion, once seemed perfect, smooth, and flawless, but through the telescope, I saw mountains and craters, evidence of ancient activity. This is a vivid example of how important it is not to rely on dogmas and traditions but to explore the world with our own eyes. Only by observing, studying, and asking questions can we grasp its true nature. The same is true for the stars I have seen. Their light is the key to their secrets. It carries information about how far away they are, what processes are taking place on their surfaces and within their cores. And although these stars are at unimaginable distances from us, their light allows us to peer into the past, to see them as they were millions of years ago. We are, in a way, time travelers, observing the stars as they once were. This understanding fills me with a deep sense of wonder at how closely intertwined time and space are, how all parts of this vast cosmos are connected. So what can be said about the future? What awaits our universe when its expansion eventually ends? Will it contract back, returning to the state from which it once emerged? Or will it continue expanding forever, becoming colder and emptier? The answers to these questions lie beyond our current capabilities, but one day, we may find them. And this search is not just a scientific experiment, it is our journey toward truth, toward understanding what it means to be part of this grand cosmic dance. Speaking of the future, we cannot help but consider our own future as a civilization. We, as humans, are only just beginning to understand the magnitude of our role in this universe. We stand on the threshold of great discoveries that could change our understanding of the world and ourselves. Perhaps, one day, we will be able to travel between the stars, visit other planets, and discover new forms of life. Perhaps, one day, we will attain knowledge that will allow us to unlock all the secrets of nature, to unite physics with philosophy, the material with the spiritual. But while that future remains on the horizon, we must continue to observe, explore, and ask questions. Every new day brings new discoveries, and every new look at the stars opens up new horizons. We will never cease in this pursuit, for it is our nature. We seek truth, and that truth awaits us in the infinite cosmos. Thus, every person, every researcher who raises their eyes to the stars, continues our eternal journey toward understanding the universe. We are small particles of this grand cosmos, but within us lies something great, the drive to understand, to explore, to discover. May this drive never fade, for it is our connection to infinity, to the universe that surrounds us and waits for us to reveal its secrets. And yet, despite all our efforts to understand, the universe remains full of mysteries that make us feel not only like explorers but also like students, learning its grand laws. We are like readers of a book with endless pages, where each new chapter opens more complex questions before us. What is time? What is space? And how are they intertwined? When I ponder these questions, I come to realize that time, like space, is not something immutable. It is part of the very fabric of the universe, stretching and contracting, interacting with matter and energy. We move through time as planets move through space, but what does traveling through time truly mean? Perhaps time is not a straight line, as we often imagine, but something far more flexible, dependent on circumstances. As I reflect on this, I return time and again to the stars. Their light is a bridge connecting us to the past. When I look at a star, I see it as it was millions of years ago. This understanding is astounding. We, standing on Earth, can peer into the past of the universe, glimpsing its distant moments. And the farther the star, the deeper in time it exists. Is this not remarkable? Does this not show us how deeply interconnected all phenomena in nature are? But there's another aspect of time that makes me wonder. If we can observe the past by looking at the stars, might we one day find a way to observe the future? Is it possible that we could manipulate time as we now manipulate space? Or is the future, like the past, already written into the laws of nature, waiting to be uncovered? These questions lead me to another great phenomenon, gravity. Gravity is the force that keeps us grounded on Earth, governs the movement of planets and stars, and, as we now know, has the power to warp both time and space. This knowledge turns our understanding of the universe upside down. Not only matter, but space itself is subject to laws we are only beginning to comprehend. We live in a world where gravity doesn't merely pull objects together, but also influences how time and space flow. If I could pass on my awe for these discoveries to those who come after us, I would say, do not fear studying what seems incomprehensible at first glance. Many of nature's laws remain beyond our understanding only because we hesitate to venture beyond familiar concepts. But had I not dared to look at the moon through a telescope, had I not entertained the hypothesis that Earth is not the center of the universe, would we know as much as we do today? And how much more remains for those who are willing to follow the same path? But what is the universe at its core? As I've said before, it is not merely a collection of stars and planets, it is not just motion and energy. The universe is the greatest harmony, where every body, every event is connected to another. And this connection is so profound and intricate that we are only brushing against its edges. Yet even so, we can understand that there is an order, a symmetry that governs all objects and phenomena. This symmetry is a law that pervades everything, from the tiniest particles to the most massive galaxies. This thought leads me to the idea that we, humans, are also part of this symmetry. Our existence in the cosmos is not a coincidence, but a result of the same natural laws that govern the movement of stars. We are connected to them through time and space, through gravity and light. And this understanding gives me a deep sense of belonging to everything that happens in the universe. We are not mere observers, we are active participants in this grand cosmic spectacle. Sometimes, gazing at the stars, I think about the fact that one day our sun, like all stars, will come to an end. It will live out its life and become just a memory in the great history of the cosmos. But even when that happens, the life it fostered on Earth will leave its mark. Every step we take, every discovery we make is part of the legacy we pass on to future generations, those who will continue our journey among the stars. And even when humanity is long gone, the universe will remain, continuing its movement, its endless dance. But we were here. We were part of this dance, and our minds were able to see and understand this infinite beauty. This is our role in the vast cosmos, to be its explorers, to be the ones who look to the stars and ask questions, to be those who never stop striving for understanding. Will there ever come a time when we understand everything? Perhaps not. Perhaps the very nature of knowledge is that it is infinite, just like the universe. But let that not frighten us, let it inspire us. Every new answer is merely a new step toward even greater awareness, toward an even deeper understanding of how magnificent and vast this universe is, the one we live in. So let our journey never end. Let us always strive for the stars, for in this striving lies our true greatness. So, our pursuit of the stars is not merely a quest for knowledge for its own sake. It is a search for meaning, a search for our place in the grand cosmic order. Every time we unravel another mystery of the universe, we do not simply learn more about how it is structured. We begin to more deeply understand our role in this incredible story that began long before humanity existed and will continue long after we are gone. When I reflect on the nature of the cosmos, it becomes clear to me that our ability to ask questions and seek answers is one of the most remarkable phenomena. We could have been content simply to exist, without trying to understand the laws that govern the world. But no, we strive to comprehend them, pushing the boundaries of what once seemed insurmountable. In this lies our true greatness, not in our physical strength but in the ability of our minds to penetrate the deepest mysteries of existence. The more we observe the universe, the more we realize that it is inextricably linked with us. The law of gravity, which governs the movement of planets around the Sun, also governs the movement of our bodies on Earth. The starlight that penetrates the cosmos warms our planet and gives us life. The matter from which we are made was born in the hearts of long-extinguished stars. We are children of the universe, created from the same elements as the stars in the sky. We are part of this grand cosmic dance, and within this understanding lies something incredibly important. The light of the stars is not merely a source of knowledge about what happens in distant corners of space. It is a reminder that everything in the world is interconnected. When I look at light that has traveled millions of years to reach my eyes, I realize that this light has witnessed the birth and death of stars, passed through galaxies, and crossed vast expanses of vacuum. And this light reaches us, connecting us to distant worlds we can only dream of. Long ago, people believed that the universe was made for them, that they stood at its center and that everything revolved around them. But now we know that our place in the cosmos is much more modest, though no less significant. We are not the center of the universe, but we are part of it, and our understanding of this truth makes us no less important in its history. We are the ones who can ask, why? We are the ones who can seek answers, unafraid of what we may find. We are the ones who look to the stars and realize that despite our smallness, we carry within us the mind capable of understanding the laws that govern the very fabric of matter. The more I think about the universe, the more I marvel at the astonishing order that pervades it. Every star, every planet, every particle moves according to strict natural laws. This order is not disturbed by randomness and chaos. It is so precise that we can predict the movements of planets and stars centuries in advance. But this order is not only mathematical, there is something more. There is beauty, harmony that manifests itself in every aspect of creation. And although our tools and knowledge are still insufficient to grasp all its nuances, we already see that we are witnessing a grand design. This design, I believe, will never be fully completed. Every new layer of understanding will reveal even deeper layers, even more amazing mysteries. And this is not a cause for frustration but rather for joy. For it is in the pursuit of knowledge, in the eternal quest for truth, that our true purpose lies. We may never know all the answers, but every step on this path brings us not only new knowledge but a deeper appreciation of how beautiful this world truly is. As I think about the future of our knowledge, I see endless possibilities ahead. As a civilization, we have only just begun our journey to the stars. Our telescopes are improving, our spacecraft are becoming more powerful, and our understanding of the nature of the cosmos is expanding with every discovery. Perhaps one day we will be able to travel between the stars as easily as we cross seas today. Perhaps one day we will find other forms of life, other civilizations that are also looking at the stars and asking the same questions. And perhaps someday we will find the answers to those mysteries that seem insurmountable to us today. But the most important thing we can do right now is to continue exploring, continue asking questions, and not be afraid to seek answers. For it is only in this pursuit of knowledge that our true destiny lies. We are not merely beings inhabiting one of the many planets. We are the mind that can comprehend how this wondrous world is constructed. We are the ones who can create tools to observe the stars and interpret their light to learn more about the universe. Every new star, every new object we discover will become part of our grand journey toward understanding. And this journey will never end because the universe is infinite, and our minds will always strive to uncover its wonders. Though we are small in the scale of this vast cosmos, within us lies a great force, the force of reason, which can unlock the mysteries of existence and partake in the eternal harmony that underlies all that exists. Let the stars continue to shine, let their light continue to guide us on the path to knowledge. And may our quest for truth never fade, for only in this quest can we truly understand our place in this great and infinite world. Our pursuit of truth is an eternal flame that burns within us, like the stars shining on distant horizons. These stars are beacons in the darkness, guiding us toward new knowledge, new discoveries. But just as the light of a star travels millions or even billions of years before reaching our eyes, so too does the truth we seek require time, patience, and continuous effort. With every step we take along the path of knowledge, we come closer to realizing that the universe doesn't just exist around us, it exists within us. The matter that makes up the stars, galaxies, planets, and the Earth itself is the same matter that exists inside each of us. We are made from the same substance as the celestial bodies in the night sky, and that thought is, at times, astounding. Yet it is this very realization that connects us to the cosmos on the deepest level. When we gaze at the stars, we are looking into ourselves. We see the reflection of the laws of nature that operate both in the microscopic world and in the vast expanses of stars and galaxies. Every particle, every atomic nucleus spinning in its orbit, follows the same laws that govern the planets revolving around stars. In this lies the greatest symmetry, the greatest harmony of the universe, and it is this harmony that allows us to comprehend what might otherwise seem unreachable. Every star, every glowing object we observe, has passed through its own stages of existence, birth, life, and death. And though a star's life may last billions of years, it too has an end. But that end is not the conclusion of its story, but the beginning of a new one. The matter that once formed the star dissipates and becomes part of new stars, new planets, and perhaps even new life. In this way, the universe is an endless cycle of energy and matter, where nothing disappears without a trace, but instead transforms into new forms. This continuous cycle of the life and death of stars prompts me to think about our own existence. What does it mean to be human in such a vast universe? We come into this world for a brief moment, like a star flaring in the darkness, and then we leave, leaving behind a light that may be seen by others. But even if our lives are short by cosmic standards, they still matter. Our existence is part of the same harmony that governs the stars and galaxies. And here I come to the realization of the importance of each moment. If stars can live for billions of years and leave behind a trace of light that shines long after their demise, then our lives, no matter how short, can also leave a mark. Our minds, our intellects, these are the very tools that help us penetrate the depths of existence. We can leave behind knowledge that will help future generations continue our journey, find new answers, and ask new questions. No matter how far we advance in our studies, the universe will always remain full of mysteries. We may know everything about the motion of stars, yet still not understand the nature of life. We may study every galaxy, but never fully uncover the origins of the laws that govern them. Perhaps the nature of these questions is such that they have no final answer, and our role in this world is not only to find answers but also to learn to embrace the mysteries. But it is these very mysteries that make our journey among the stars so thrilling. Every new day, every new glance through a telescope reveals something new, something previously unknown. And every step on this path is a step forward, not only for science but for humanity as a whole. For it is our quest for knowledge, our desire to understand how the world works, that makes us not just observers, but active participants in cosmic evolution. When I think about the future, I imagine humanity not just living on Earth, but on other planets, perhaps even in other star systems. Perhaps one day we will reach those distant stars that we now look at with wonder and awe. And perhaps we will find traces of other civilizations, other forms of life that, like us, strive to understand their universe. This thought does not frighten me, but rather fills me with joy. For if life is possible on Earth, why could it not exist elsewhere in this vast cosmos? The future will always be full of uncertainties. But that should not stop us. Uncertainty is merely a new horizon for exploration, a new domain for inquiry. And our quest for the stars, for knowledge, will guide us through the centuries and millennia. Even if our lives are short, our legacy is in the knowledge we leave behind, in the discoveries we make, in the light we pass on to future generations. Every new mystery, every new discovery makes us stronger, wiser, and brings us closer to understanding that we are not mere passengers on this planet, but an integral part of this cosmos. And just as the stars shine in the night, so too will our knowledge light the way for those who come after us. So let us continue our journey. May it be long, may it be full of challenges, but every new discovery is a step closer to the truth. And even if that truth is always just beyond our grasp, the very pursuit of it is our purpose, our destiny. The universe is our home, and the stars are our beacons. May their light guide us forward, toward new discoveries, new knowledge, and a deeper understanding of our place in this grand and infinite world. Thus, the path to truth stretches out before us like an endless road among the stars, and every step we take along this path brings us closer to a greater understanding, not only of the universe but of ourselves. We do not know what awaits us beyond the next horizon, but it is this very unknown that pulls us forward. What is science if not the constant pushing of boundaries that seem insurmountable? With each new discovery, we encounter even greater mysteries, and therein lies the true greatness of our nature. Humanity is a species that cannot settle for what it has already achieved. We strive to know because it is embedded in our very essence. And every time we look at the stars, we do not just see light, we glimpse the opportunity to touch something grand, something beyond our comprehension. The universe is so vast and boundless that the thought of our place in it sometimes brings a sense of awe. But this is not a feeling of fear, it is more a reverence for the magnificence of nature. We, small beings on one of the planets orbiting one of billions of stars, can ask questions and seek answers. This realization makes us part of something greater, something we cannot yet fully grasp. But should we strive for complete understanding? Perhaps one of the universe's greatest mysteries is that it will never be fully revealed. Every answer will give birth to new questions, and in this cycle of questions and answers lies the infinite beauty of discovery. Scientific inquiry is a journey without a final destination, and this is its essence. We learn not to reach the end, but to continue learning. And, paradoxically, our limitations make us stronger. If we knew everything, if all answers were given to us, would there be any room for wonder, for discovering something new? Would we still feel the awe of looking at the stars, the very feeling that drives our explorations? It is precisely because we do not know everything that we continue to seek, continue to strive for truth. And this striving is what makes us special in this vast universe. The stars in the sky, which we see each night, are not just distant lights. They are a reminder that the world is much larger than our everyday concerns and worries. They are symbols of eternity, beyond the reach of time and space. And while we live in a world where time moves forward and everything seems finite, the stars remind us that there are things that endure forever. But even stars, like everything in this world, have their own life cycles. They are born, grow, age, and die. Some end their lives in grand explosions, supernovae, scattering their material throughout the galaxy, creating the building blocks for future stars and planets. This cycle of birth and death exists on all levels of being. And our lives, too, are part of this eternal process. Understanding this cycle, that everything in the universe follows the laws of birth and decay, does not bring sadness, rather, it inspires. We are part of something greater, and our time here, on this planet, is just one chapter in the infinite book of existence. Like the stars, we will leave behind a trace, a light that someone else will see. And perhaps our discoveries, our knowledge, will be the light that guides future generations in their quest for understanding. Sometimes, when I look at the stars, I think about how we, as a civilization, stand on the brink of the greatest discoveries. We have begun our journey among the planets, exploring their surfaces with robotic probes and telescopes. But I believe that the day will come when we can visit these distant worlds ourselves, seeing them with our own eyes. It is only a matter of time. And when that day comes, we will take yet another step toward a deeper understanding of the universe. But what awaits us beyond our solar system? The stars that seem so far away are, in fact, just our nearest neighbors on a cosmic scale. What lies beyond them? Will we one day discover other worlds where life has developed differently, where intelligent beings look at the stars and ask the same questions as we do? Perhaps, on these distant worlds, there are forms of life that we cannot even imagine. But one thing I know for sure, once life arises, it finds a way to thrive, no matter where it begins. And while today we are just beginning our journey among the stars, this journey has already changed us. It has allowed us to see ourselves not only as inhabitants of one planet but as residents of the universe. We are cosmic beings, bound to this universe just as it is bound to us. The matter from which we are made was once part of stars. The energy that fuels our bodies has passed through many phases of cosmic evolution. In this grand process, full of mystery and magnificence, we can find not only answers but new questions. We can continue to seek and discover because our quest for truth is our true purpose. We are seekers, explorers, children of the stars. And let that light guide us further, into the depths of the universe, where new worlds and truths await us. Each new step, each new discovery, is a step forward in the great dance of the cosmos. And though the journey may seem endless, that is precisely its meaning. We will not stop as long as there are stars in the sky, as long as there is light to guide us. Our journey through the vastness of the universe is not simply a quest to understand the laws of physics and the movement of stars. It is a deeper endeavor, a search to understand ourselves, to find meaning in the endless cosmic dance unfolding around us. Every new step in this journey not only reveals new horizons but also forces us to reflect on who we are and what our place is in this grand tapestry of existence. Sometimes, as I gaze at the stars, I think about how little time we have on this planet to explore its wonders and contemplate the mysteries of the universe. But it is this fleeting moment we are given that makes our quest for knowledge all the more important. We strive to understand not simply because we can, but because we must seize the opportunity to learn as much as we can in the time we have. We are transient wanderers in this infinite story, but each step we take, each discovery we make, leaves a trace that remains in the history of humanity and the universe itself. At times, it feels as if this pursuit of knowledge is not just a part of our nature, but a call, echoing from the depths of the cosmos itself. Perhaps it is not by chance that we, children of the stars, possess a mind capable of looking at those very stars and asking questions. Perhaps the universe itself longs to be understood through us, through our eyes, through our thoughts. In this lies our true role, not merely as observers, but as those who can comprehend the beauty and harmony of the universe and find meaning within it. But what lies ahead? What is the ultimate goal of our journey? We already know that stars, planets, and galaxies are just the tip of the iceberg. Beyond them, deeper mysteries await us, such as dark matter and dark energy, which make up most of the universe but remain invisible to our eyes. These enigmatic forces continue to challenge our understanding, and although we are beginning to comprehend them, their true nature remains hidden behind a veil of the unknown. Dark matter, like an invisible hand, holds galaxies and stars together, though we cannot see or touch it. We know of its existence only by its influence on visible objects. And dark energy is the force causing the universe to expand at an accelerating pace, pushing galaxies farther apart. Why is this happening? What lies behind these forces that seem to govern the entire universe? The answers to these questions may reveal even grander truths about the nature of reality. They may force us to rethink everything we know about time, space, and matter. And perhaps, when we uncover these secrets, we will realize that our understanding of the universe up until that point was merely the beginning of a deeper comprehension of its structure. Yet even as we approach these answers, new questions will arise. This is the eternal cycle of knowledge, and in this lies one of the greatest mysteries and joys of science. When one door opens, new ones appear, and each discovery brings not only satisfaction but also the realization of how much more there is to learn. There is something truly beautiful in this never-ending search. We know we may never reach the end of this path, but each discovery, each piece of knowledge, brings the joy of knowing we are becoming part of something great. We become a part of the very cosmos we study, and this makes our journey not just an exploration, but a deep connection to the very nature of the universe. So what does the future hold? Perhaps we will learn to transcend the boundaries of our solar system and travel to distant stars and planets. Perhaps we will find traces of life that developed under conditions vastly different from those on Earth. That will be a great discovery, realizing that life is not unique to our planet but may exist in the most unexpected corners of the cosmos. This would open a new chapter in our understanding of what it means to be a living being in the universe. But even if we do not find other forms of life, that does not mean our quest for knowledge loses its meaning. Every discovery is a step forward in understanding the very nature of life and matter. We may uncover new laws that govern the universe at levels we cannot yet even imagine. And when we look back at the path we've traveled, we will realize that even the smallest steps, even the most insignificant discoveries, became parts of a great picture of knowledge. We became part of this great cosmic dance, and our participation in it is proof that a mind that arose here, on this small planet, is capable of grasping great truths about existence. Each star, each movement of planets and galaxies, reminds us that we are connected to this world, that we are part of this infinite harmony. Our journey is not just a path to the stars, it is a path to understanding ourselves, our role, and our place in this majestic symphony. So let the light of the stars always guide us forward. Let our thirst for knowledge never fade. We are children of the cosmos, and our mind is its reflection. We seek answers because the universe calls us to do so. And as long as there are stars in the sky, as long as there is a sky above us, we will continue our journey, unveiling the mysteries that surround us, and coming closer to the truth that connects us to everything that exists. Thus, our journey to the stars is not just an exploration of distant worlds, but a profound attempt to better understand ourselves, to uncover the essence of our being, and to deepen our connection with the cosmos. The universe is not merely a place where we exist, it is life itself, unfolding in all its manifestations. And in our pursuit of knowledge, we have become part of it, participants in the grand and eternal cosmic story. When I think about the future of humanity, I envision a time when we will transcend the limits that now seem impassable. A time when we will leave our planet and venture to explore other worlds, other stars. This is inevitable because the drive to explore is not just a characteristic of our species, it is the foundation of our existence. We have always sought new horizons, be they oceans, lands, or now, the stars. But what will we find when we reach these distant worlds? Perhaps we will discover landscapes that seem both familiar and entirely new. We may encounter planets with rivers, mountains, and oceans, but under conditions vastly different from those on Earth. And perhaps we will find traces of life, life that developed differently, but followed the same fundamental laws as ours. We will likely encounter forms of life that bear no resemblance to anything we have known, creatures that exist in environments we consider uninhabitable, oceans of liquid methane, icy moons, or the dense atmospheres of gas giants. Yet the encounter with alien life would not just be a scientific breakthrough, it would fundamentally change who we are. It would force us to reconsider all our beliefs about life and our place in the cosmos. We would come to understand that life is not an accident, not a rare event limited to our planet. Life is something deeper, connected to the very matter and energy of the universe. It emerges wherever the conditions are right, and its existence confirms that our cosmos is filled with potential and opportunity. However, even if we do not find other intelligent beings, the very idea that we can explore such worlds will fill us with a renewed sense of awe for the cosmos. We will realize that we are pioneers of this boundless ocean, explorers privileged to peer beyond the veil of the unknown. And while this may seem grand and intimidating, it is also liberating. In this realization lies a profound truth: the universe awaits us to uncover its mysteries. Each step we take in this journey brings us closer to a deeper understanding of the nature of reality itself. As we explore the stars, we simultaneously gain insight into the nature of time, space, and even life itself. We learn about the physical laws that govern the universe and see how they operate on all levels, from microscopic particles to colossal galaxies. But there is another important thought that always comes to me when I think about our journey to the stars. We are not just explorers in search of knowledge. We are also stewards of the planet that gave us life. And while we strive to venture beyond Earth, we must not forget that our planet is our home, unique and irreplaceable. As we reach for the stars, we must remember the importance of preserving our world, caring for its ecosystems and resources. Earth is a unique corner of the cosmos, formed from the same material as the stars, yet it became a cradle of life. We do not know how many such planets exist in the universe, and we must cherish what we have. And perhaps, as we explore other worlds, we will bring with us not only knowledge and technology but also the wisdom of caring for the planet that gave us life. Each new glimpse through a telescope, each new mission to distant worlds, is a reminder that our minds are capable of traversing distances that stretch across millions of light-years. Yet at the same time, it reminds us of how small and fragile our world is in the cosmic scale. As humanity, we face the greatest challenge, not only to explore the universe but to find balance between unlocking its mysteries and being responsible for our planet. And when one day we set foot on the surface of another world, when we feel the alien atmosphere on our faces, we will realize that it is not merely a technical achievement. It is a symbol of our unquenchable thirst for exploration and discovery. But simultaneously, we will come to understand that every planet, every world, is a unique place that requires respect and understanding. When we begin to settle other planets, when our knowledge allows us to create new worlds, we will have to answer important questions. What does it mean to be an intelligent being in such a vast and complex cosmos? What are our moral and ethical responsibilities toward other forms of life, toward the very nature of the universe itself? These questions may seem distant now, but they will inevitably arise as we take the next steps in our journey. And in this awareness, there is a certain grandeur. We are not merely biological beings, we are a mind capable of contemplating its role in the cosmic order. We can influence the worlds around us, we can create and destroy, and we can build a future full of possibilities. But with this knowledge comes immense responsibility, a responsibility to planets, stars, and lives that may be as unique as ours. So let our journey continue. Let the stars we see in the night sky be not just objects of observation but symbols of our eternal pursuit of understanding and wisdom. Let them remind us that we are part of this great and infinite universe. And may every step we take on this path be illuminated by the light of knowledge, wisdom, and a deep awareness that our role in this world is not just to seek answers but to be stewards of the wonders that surround us. Our journey to the stars, to the understanding of the vast expanse of the universe, is not merely a scientific endeavor but a spiritual one. We move forward not only by discovering new worlds but by rethinking our place in this grand cosmic spectacle. Every step we take brings new discoveries, new challenges, new horizons, but also new responsibilities. And these responsibilities extend not just to our world, but to the worlds we may one day reach. When I imagine humanity among the stars, I see a vision full of hope and wonder. We, as humans, have long learned to look up at the sky, to ask questions, and to seek answers. But these answers, as we have found, do not always bring only joy. They come with the realization of our fragility and vulnerability. Earth, the planet we live on, is but one world among countless others. Yet it is on this small planet, cosmic silence and star dust, that a mind arose capable of grasping the grandeur of creation. This thought, profound and inspiring, drives us forward, but it also demands caution. If we found life here, who can say it does not exist elsewhere? Perhaps we will find it in the most unexpected places, on the icy moons of distant planets, on the surface of exoplanets orbiting stars far from our sun. And when that happens, we must be ready, not just technically, but morally. For our encounter with other life forms will not just be a discovery of new worlds, but a test of our understanding and wisdom. What does it mean to discover life beyond Earth? It means acknowledging that we are not unique, that the universe is capable of nurturing life in countless forms. But it also means that we now have a new obligation, an obligation to respect and protect what we find. Life, as we know, is precious and fragile. And if we find it in a different form, we must ask ourselves difficult questions. How will we interact with this life? How will we study and understand it? And how will we value it, knowing that it may be just as significant and precious as our own? Our future among the stars is not just about technological progress, but also about moral and philosophical reflection on our path. With each step forward, we will face questions that may change our understanding of life, of intelligence, and even of consciousness. If we find intelligent beings, what does that mean for our concept of intelligence? How will we communicate with beings who may think and live in ways entirely different from us? All these questions demand not only knowledge but also deep empathy and wisdom. For our encounter with another form of intelligence will not merely be a meeting of two civilizations, but a step toward understanding what life is, what consciousness is, and what the universe itself is. We will realize that the cosmos is full of possibilities and wonders that we have yet to discover. And perhaps this encounter will help us better understand ourselves. But we must not think that our adventures among the stars will be limited to the search for other life forms. We will explore star systems, learn to understand the laws of the cosmos on ever deeper levels. Our ships will travel to distant galaxies, and perhaps one day we will learn how to overcome the speed of light. We will peer beyond the horizon that today seems impassable and see what no other intelligence has ever seen. This is not just fantasy, it is a real path that will one day become possible. We have already taken the first steps, sending probes to the edges of the solar system and continuing to study distant stars with telescopes and missions. But the greatest discoveries still lie ahead. We stand on the threshold of an era of great exploration, and each step forward brings us closer to understanding that we are not merely residents of Earth but cosmic beings woven into the fabric of the universe. Yet, no matter what our future among the stars holds, it must be bound with respect for everything living and non-living that we encounter. We must remember that our planet is a unique home that gave us the opportunity to explore the cosmos. We must remember the laws that helped us survive and thrive on Earth and apply them wherever we go. Ultimately, our success as explorers of the universe will depend not only on what we discover but also on how we can preserve and enhance what we already have. Let our journey be illuminated by the light of knowledge and wisdom. Let the stars guide us forward to new discoveries, but let this path be marked not only by exploration but also by deep responsibility for everything we find. We are not merely explorers, we are guardians, and this awareness must always be with us as we take the next step into the boundless cosmos. When we return to Earth after our great journeys, we will realize that the most important lessons were not about the stars or the planets but about ourselves. About what it means to be human in such a vast and mysterious world. About how our place in the cosmos is not just a physical space but a spiritual space where we learn to understand, respect, and protect everything that surrounds us. The stars are not only our future, they are our teachers. And if we listen to their light, if we follow their path, we will not only discover new worlds but also a deeper, more profound meaning of existence. When we reflect on our future among the stars, it is impossible to avoid the question, how will we change when we find ourselves in a new world? For any great journey not only reveals new horizons outside, but also transforms us within. We venture into space not only to explore distant planets and star systems, but also to understand our own nature on a deeper level. This journey will change us forever. Every step toward the stars is a challenge. It tests our will, our knowledge, and our ability to adapt. We will face difficulties that are unimaginable today. The new worlds we may one day discover will demand not just advanced technology but survival skills, new forms of existence, and new ways of thinking. Where the conditions of life differ from those on Earth, we will need to learn how to live differently, perhaps even altering our biology and physiology. We will become new beings in new worlds. But what does this mean for our understanding of humanity? Will we be able to preserve what makes us human when we find ourselves on foreign planets, under different suns? Or will we change so drastically that we can no longer recognize ourselves in the mirror of the cosmos? This question is undoubtedly philosophical, but it strikes at the heart of our quest for knowledge. We are not just going to the stars for discovery, we are going to the stars to find a new future for ourselves, and that future may be far more astonishing than we can imagine. Along this path, many unexpected revelations await us. Every new planet, every new cosmic object will reveal laws of nature that may differ from those we know here on Earth. We will discover new forms of matter, new ways in which elements interact, which may alter our understanding of the physical laws. Perhaps we will learn to manipulate energy and matter in ways that today seem impossible. Imagine worlds where gravity follows different rules, or planets where time flows differently from Earth. These discoveries will not only expand our knowledge but reshape our very concept of reality. Yet, as grand as these scientific advances may be, the real questions that await us in the future will concern our inner world. What does it mean to be human in an era where we are no longer bound solely to Earth? How will we build our communities on other planets? Will we be able to maintain the principles and values that were important to us here on Earth? Or will new conditions, new challenges, and dangers force us to rethink everything we know about ourselves, our society, and our morality? These questions are already emerging in our current explorations. Every time we send a mission to Mars or the distant moons of Jupiter and Saturn, we are not just exploring their surfaces. We are laying the foundation for future generations of explorers who will live and work on these worlds. And when the day comes when humans begin to colonize other planets, we will not only have to build new cities, but also new moral and social structures suited to these new realities. Humanity will face the need to address complex ethical questions related to the colonization of other planets and interaction with potential life forms. How will we treat what we find? What if we discover life on other planets? What obligations will we have toward that life? We will have to learn a new attitude toward nature, a new understanding of responsibility for our expansion into space. These will not only be questions of science but questions of ethics and morality. Our ability to build a future among the stars will depend not only on technology but also on whether we can retain our humanity in new conditions. We will need to learn to be not only explorers but also guardians of the worlds we reach. Just as on Earth, our existence on other planets must be based on harmony with the environment, on respect for natural resources and life, whether it is intelligent or not. And through all of this, we must not forget that our journey to the stars is an opportunity for inner growth and understanding. In every new world we explore, we will find not only scientific discoveries but new meaning in life. We will ask new questions about what it means to be an intelligent being in the universe. What is our place in this infinite cosmos, full of worlds, stars, galaxies, full of life and energy? These questions will always be with us, and their answers will depend on how well we maintain our connection to our roots, to our humanity, even as we live under the light of other suns. When we finally reach distant stars, we will realize that the greatest discovery is not only the planets and galaxies we study but how this journey changes us. We will change physically, morally, and spiritually. Our understanding of the universe and ourselves will deepen, and this realization will lead us to new heights, to a new stage in the evolution of humanity. And when we look back on our journey, we will understand that every mile traveled, every planet explored, every mystery encountered were not just milestones on the path to the stars but milestones on the path to our inner enlightenment. We will realize that the true purpose of our journey is not only the discovery of the cosmos secrets but the discovery of the mysteries of our own being. So let our journey continue. Let the stars guide us, as they guided our ancestors. Let every new step bring us closer to the truth, which lies not only in the universe but within each of us. And let this path be illuminated by the light of knowledge, wisdom, and the profound understanding that we are not just explorers of the stars, we are part of them. We are those who seek, and those who will find. Our journey to the stars is not only a pursuit of scientific progress and technological advancements but also a profound philosophical, moral, and spiritual adventure. As humanity, we stand on the brink of extraordinary discoveries that will transform not only our understanding of the universe but also our perception of ourselves. Every new planet, every new world we explore will not merely be an object of scientific inquiry but a mirror in which we see the reflection of our intellect, our hopes, and our aspirations. The path we have chosen will not be easy. It will demand from us a deep awareness of our responsibility toward nature, toward the worlds we will encounter, and toward the life we may one day find beyond Earth. We must become not just explorers, but guardians, protectors of life and the harmony that lies at the foundation of the universe. This path will require new moral frameworks, new ethical considerations, and a profound respect for the cosmos. Yet, despite all the challenges that may arise, our journey is a grand adventure that has no end. With every new step, we will discover more, and each discovery will bring us closer to the truth that we are an inseparable part of this vast and infinite cosmos. The stars that shine in our night sky are not merely distant lights. They are beacons, guiding us forward, calling us to seek, to discover, and to understand. And as long as they shine, we will strive toward them, continuing our great cosmic journey. This journey is not only toward the stars but also to the very heart of our existence, to the understanding of what it means to be human in the universe. Let every step forward on this path fill us not only with knowledge but also with wisdom. Let our pursuit of the stars be a symbol of our quest for light, the light of truth, harmony, and a deep understanding of our role in this grand cosmic symphony. And when we finally reach new worlds, when we feel the warmth of distant suns upon us, we will realize that the most important discovery is ourselves. We are children of the stars, born of their matter, and our mind is the tool the universe has given us to unlock its mysteries. Let our drive for knowledge and our sense of responsibility always guide us forward, to new stars, to new understandings, and to a new, magnificent future. The universe is not only stranger than we imagine, it is stranger than we can imagine. Edwin Hubble. Oh, how vast and incomprehensible is this boundless universe we find ourselves in. Our knowledge, so modest in comparison to its expanse, is like a small flame in the deep darkness. Yet within this flame lies a drive for truth, for understanding the great laws that govern all existence. When I first turned my instrument, the very telescope that allowed me to peer further than even the keenest eyes, toward the heavens, I saw not just celestial bodies but proof that the cosmos does not conform to the dogmas of ancient philosophers. The moon, once thought to be smooth and perfect, revealed mountains and valleys, just like our Earth. Jupiter, seemingly a self-sufficient object, turned out to be surrounded by its own world, with 4 moons orbiting it as planets orbit the Sun. And Venus, with its changing phases, laid to rest the old notions of the unchanging heavens. These observations teach us an important truth: the universe is not what it seems at first glance. It is infinitely deeper, more diverse, and richer than ancient thinkers could have ever imagined. It follows laws that we have yet to fully comprehend. And we, with our telescopes and instruments, are only just beginning to lift the veil behind which its wonders lie. I believe that our Earth does not hold a central position in the universe, as ancient authors claimed. The Sun is the center of our system, but it is merely one among countless stars shining in the sky. Each of these stars may have its own worlds, its own moons, and perhaps life on their surfaces. Who can claim otherwise without proof? As I observe the cosmos, I see how the Creator's hand has woven everything with mathematical precision. The laws of celestial motion that I observe do not depend on the will of gods or the whims of humans. They follow a universal harmony, and this harmony is the foundation of the entire universe. How great is this knowledge that unfolds before us! Thus, the universe is not just a vast space filled with stars. It is a system, governed by its own strict laws, which, once understood, will allow us to better comprehend our place within it. And though we are only at the threshold of this understanding, each step forward brings us closer to the truth, to the light of knowledge that will outshine all misconceptions. Be bold in your search and do not fear the truth, even if it contradicts ancient teachings. The sun does not revolve around the earth, just like all cosmic laws, they exist not to flatter our pride, but to reveal to us the true grandeur of the universe. When I reflect on how all celestial bodies move in harmony, how stars, planets, and moons follow their paths, governed by laws that I am only beginning to comprehend, I am in awe of the grandeur of this vision. The universe is not chaotic, as some might suggest. On the contrary, Its order and structure are so magnificent that every part of it, from the smallest object to the grandest star, plays its role in this majestic symphonic dance. When I observe Jupiter and its moons or Venus, I am filled with reverence for the precise, mathematical design of nature. This precision is evidence that we can understand the laws of the universe if we apply reason and explore, unafraid to go beyond traditions and dogmas. Just as the structure of our bodies or the flow of rivers follows natural laws, so too do the movements of stars adhere to their unchanging principles. But how far does this cosmos extend? If the sun is merely one star among countless others, then beyond it must exist other worlds, equally complex and mysterious. Perhaps there are other stars with their own planets that, like Earth, could sustain life. Can we really claim that we are the only intelligent beings in this boundless universe? I believe that, on the contrary, there is reason to think that worlds like ours may exist in abundance. This knowledge does not diminish the greatness of our Earth. On the contrary, it emphasizes that we are part of a grand system in which every object, every movement, and every law is but a link in the great chain of existence. Earth is not the center of this chain, but it is an important part of it. And if our earlier views that the entire universe revolved around us were too narrow and egocentric, we now understand that we are part of something far greater, something incomprehensible in its grandeur. I am not afraid to speak the truth, even if it contradicts ancient dogmas. I believe that reason and observation will give us the keys to the mysteries of the universe, as they did for those who first dared to question the inviolability of ancient beliefs. And though many may fear to acknowledge new truths, they will inevitably be revealed to those who seek them with a pure heart and a clear mind. What is life in this boundless universe? We do not yet know. But if the entire universe follows the same laws as our world, if stars are suns for other worlds, then perhaps somewhere out there, other forms of life exist. Perhaps they are so different from us that we could not even comprehend them. Or, conversely, they may be so similar to us that they share our curiosity and desire to understand the universe. Every discovery is a step on the path to understanding the universe, and this path is infinite. And although we, as humans, are small and fragile in the face of the vast cosmos, our quest for knowledge makes us great. May our eyes and minds never tire of exploring, may we never stop asking questions and seeking answers, for that is the true purpose of our existence. So, when we look up at the stars, we see not just glowing points in the dark sky, but windows into the infinite space where the same laws of nature reign as here on Earth. Every time I gaze through the telescope, I realize I am witnessing a grand symphony unfolding on such a massive scale that it challenges the limits of human understanding. But isn't that the true essence of the human spirit? We are beings who have always sought to go beyond the visible, beyond the familiar. For centuries, humans have created, built, destroyed, and created again, always asking questions about our origins and what lies beyond the horizon. And as I look at the stars, I understand that this very quest for knowledge makes us unique in this vast and boundless universe. Let us remember the moon. Once, its bright disk was considered divine and perfect, its surface smooth and untouched. Yet, when I observed it through a telescope, I saw something different. The moon turned out to be as imperfect as our Earth, with mountains, valleys, and shadows. This fact surprised many, but for me, it was only proof that even in the brightest beauty of the universe, there is a truth: the perfection of nature lies in its diversity and constant motion. The world is not static. Everything moves. Everything changes. And these changes occur according to strict and eternal laws. Even the sun, which we consider stationary at the center of our system, is, in fact, moving along a grand orbit around the center of the galaxy, pulling all the planets with it. The Earth, our little planet, is merely a satellite of this vast star, moving in the endless cycle of events. We know so little. But each new discovery leads to new questions. What is a star? Why does it shine? Where does this light come from? Why are some stars brighter than others? And why do some of them, those I've seen, seem to vanish, taking their light with them? The answers to these questions await us out there, in the depths of space, where our gaze cannot yet reach. But that does not mean we should give up the search. On the contrary, we must search even harder. The universe was not made to flatter our vanity. It exists according to its own laws, and our place in it is defined not by being at its center, but by our ability to understand it. We are part of this great mechanism, and the more we learn, the more we understand our smallness and greatness at the same time. If ancient philosophers could have looked through a telescope and seen what I see, they would undoubtedly have been astonished. But I believe that every person, armed with reason and observation, has the power to change our understanding of the world. The important thing is not to fear the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. As it turned out, the Earth is not the center of the universe, but that does not make it any less significant. On the contrary, it makes it even more remarkable, for it is part of this vast cosmos governed by the laws of harmony. And how can we, tiny beings standing on this tiny planet, comprehend all this grandeur? The answer lies in our intellect. We are made to observe, explore, ask questions, and find answers. And though our lives are short and full of limitations, every step we take in understanding brings us closer to grasping what lies beyond our telescopes, toward the greatest mysteries that the universe carefully guards but is willing to reveal to those who are not afraid to seek. So, let us continue our search. Let the fear of new knowledge give way to the thirst for discovery. Let every person, when looking at the night sky, not just see stars, but feel themselves as part of something greater, something infinite, majestic, and unexplored. And one day, when we reach new heights in science and understanding, perhaps we will finally find the answers to the questions that have troubled us for centuries. But even if all the mysteries of the universe are one day unveiled, won't we be left with even more questions? Isn't this the true nature of understanding, the desire not only to comprehend what the eye can see, but to explore what lies beyond the limits of our minds? Every new answer inevitably gives rise to a new enigma, like a star on the distant horizon, which first appears still, but upon closer examination, begins to slowly change, revealing its nature. I often ponder what drives us forward, what compels us to raise our eyes to the stars. Perhaps it is the thirst for truth. Perhaps it is the desire to understand our place in this vast, cold cosmos, which, strangely enough, is full of life and motion. But whatever it may be, it makes us special. Humanity is a species that has always strived for understanding. And though we are destined for brief existence, we are endowed with the power of reason, which can grasp infinity. Imagine what it would have been like for the ancients to see what we see now. Myriads of stars scattered across the sky, each representing a colossal world full of mysteries. And between them, emptiness, cold and unyielding, yet full of possibilities for future discoveries. If once Earth seemed the only place capable of supporting life, now we have reason to believe that other worlds might be habitable too. Perhaps, somewhere on distant planets, others are looking at their skies, asking the same questions as we do. How many more mysteries await us? When I look at the moon, I see not just a celestial body but an example of how much we can understand if we are observant. This satellite, which has always seemed so familiar, is in fact full of secrets. Perhaps it holds answers to questions about our past, and maybe the moon is only the first step toward other worlds that we are yet to discover. However, it would be a mistake to think that our understanding is limited only to what we can see through telescopes. There are forces, invisible to the eye, but evident in their influence on the world around us. Gravity, light, time, all of these are laws of nature that permeate the universe, binding its parts into a unified whole. We are only beginning to grasp how vast these forces are and how they affect everything that exists. Take gravity, for example, the very force that keeps us on the surface of the Earth and causes planets to orbit the Sun. This force operates not only here on Earth but throughout the cosmos. It binds stars into galaxies, governs the motion of planets, and shapes the very structures of the universe. We observe its effects, but we still do not fully understand its nature. What is gravity? Why does it exist? And how far does its influence extend? These are just some of the questions we must answer. The same goes for light. It carries information across vast distances, allowing us to see stars many light years away. But what is light really? Is it a wave, a particle, or something else? How does it interact with matter? These questions, seemingly simple at first glance, contain profound mysteries that reveal themselves only to those who are willing to seek answers. And, of course, time. What is time? We feel its flow, but can we truly measure it? We observe stars being born, living, and dying, galaxies moving and changing, but what drives time? Why does it only move forward? Perhaps one day we will understand that time is not just a current that sweeps us along, but a force that can be studied, harnessed, and perhaps even altered. All these questions are but a small part of the mysteries the universe holds from us. And although our understanding is still limited, every new discovery leads us to the next. Step by step, we are drawn closer to the truth. But truth is not the ultimate goal. Truth is a process, an endless pursuit of knowledge that has no end. Like the universe itself, our understanding will continue to expand, revealing ever new horizons. We are mere travelers in this boundless cosmos, and our journey will never be complete. Yet it is precisely this that makes our journey so thrilling. So, our journey through the vastness of the universe continues. Every step forward is a step into the unknown, where not only new discoveries await, but also questions that sometimes seem even more complex than those we've already resolved. Yet isn't this where the true wonder of existence lies? Knowledge knows no boundaries, just like the universe itself, and our pursuit of understanding brings not only answers but also an even deeper thirst for discovery. When I look at the stars, I do not merely see their light. I see the vast distances that this light travels, millions, and sometimes billions of years, before reaching us. The star we observe may have long since extinguished, its light merely an echo of times long gone. This reminds us that when we gaze at the night sky, we are observing the past. Every star is a message from another time, another era, and this realization forces us to reflect on how we, earthbound creatures with brief lives, are woven into this immense flow of time. The greatness of the universe lies not only in its size but also in its age. As I contemplate what we know about the birth of stars, galaxies, and planets, I realize that we are living in just one of the countless moments of this grand cosmic timeline. Stars are born and die, just like everything else in the universe, and their lives, like ours, have beginnings and endings. But the universe itself is infinite in its existence, though it follows its own cycles of birth, life, and death. Let's consider the galaxies I've seen through my telescope. Each of these distant lights represents an entire world, full of mysteries and wonders. Perhaps, on the planets orbiting those stars, there are forms of life we can scarcely imagine. But do we have the right to claim that only our planet is inhabited by intelligent beings? On the contrary, when we observe the grandeur of the cosmos, it becomes clear that we are but a small part of this vast whole. We must understand that our knowledge is limited. The laws we've discovered explain much, but far more remains unknown. I am confident that the future will reveal new horizons to us, ones we currently dare not even dream of. What we now consider impossible may prove to be part of a reality we have yet to grasp. And this realization is not cause for fear but rather an invitation to further exploration. I also think about how all this knowledge affects our understanding of ourselves. The universe is not just immense and unfathomable, it is full of beauty and harmony, which is expressed through its laws. This harmony permeates everything, from the tiniest particles to the most magnificent galaxies. And we, as part of this system, are subject to these same laws. We are not separate from nature, we are woven into its fabric. And our quest for knowledge is not just a way to understand the universe, but to understand our place within it. No matter how many questions we ask, the answers will always be fewer than the mysteries. But this is the beauty of science. We will never achieve complete understanding, but each new truth is a step toward a deeper awareness of how the universe works. And even if the answers we find differ from what we had expected, they will only expand our horizons and empower us to continue seeking. As I reflect on the laws of nature, I realize that many of them remain undiscovered. We are only scratching the surface of the knowledge hidden beyond the vast expanse of the starry sky. Every new experiment, every new observation is a key to the next door, behind which lies even greater understanding. And though the path to this knowledge is long and difficult, it leads us to the truth, a truth that exists beyond human ambitions and prejudices. Perhaps one day we will be able to travel to other stars, to see other worlds with our own eyes. Perhaps we will find life on other planets and discover that intelligence is not an exclusive property of Earth but a phenomenon spread throughout the cosmos. But to achieve this, we must continue to search, to observe, and to investigate, never giving up in the face of challenges. In the end, our universe is not merely a collection of mechanical laws and physical phenomena. It is a place full of wonders waiting to be uncovered. And though many of them may remain beyond our understanding, their grandeur and beauty will continue to inspire us toward new discoveries. I believe that the human mind is capable of unraveling these mysteries, if we pursue them with the same persistence with which we observe the stars. This is our purpose, not to be mere witnesses, but explorers, who eternally seek answers to the questions the universe offers us. Thus, our exploration continues, like the perpetual motion of planets and stars, like the endless flight of light through boundless space. Every discovery we make is but a moment in this eternal process of understanding, where each solution gives rise to dozens of new mysteries. We will always strive to know more, for the very nature of humanity is the pursuit of knowledge, the quest to comprehend the laws that permeate every particle of the cosmos. When I reflect on what it means to be a researcher in such a vast and complex system as the universe, I realize that it's not only about seeking answers but also about seeking ourselves. We are on a planet that orbits a star, and that star is just one among countless others in the universe. What are we in comparison to this grandeur? Can we truly claim to know all that it conceals? But here's what is remarkable: despite our apparent smallness, we are capable of noticing patterns, discovering laws, harnessing the forces of nature, and even changing the world around us. We can understand the movement of celestial bodies, explore the laws of gravity, delve into the mysteries of light and matter. And it is this ability that makes us part of the great cosmic story. We are sentient beings, entrusted with the task of uncovering the true nature of existence. Perhaps one of the most astonishing truths we've come to realize is that the universe is not static, as it might appear at first glance. Everything within it is constantly moving and evolving. Stars that seem stationary in the night sky